Would you want to go storm chasing, Peter? Crossing roads is very scary. You're done. Jeez, why would you do that?
Kiss's #1 fan, Gene Simmons, if you're watching.
This is my fiance Amanda.
I want to hear the love story.
This is a story for the ages, I guess.
What the heck do you get when you cross a hurricane with a tsunami?
Yo, this is our regular table.
Life is too short. It's just too short for that. Are you like going backwards?
I'm totally walking backwards. You take your work very seriously.
I love what I do.
Such small thing is so important to them.
How many people can say they have to drive across the bridge to get to where they live? I'm sorry, but that is awesome. Let's do the stairs. Let's make everyone get exercise.
Okay.
Everyone has something to tell, some story, whether they realize it or not. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Are you prepared?
Good morning, guys. The point of this channel is to bring you into another world, another way of living that you might not be familiar with. That could be the Amish, the Hasidic Jews, the Chicanos, inner city America. We can all learn something from somebody else. So today we have the great privilege to get in with a community living with disabilities. Not easy access to get a camera in there. We got the green light. The very unique thing about this community is that they're living their truest, most independent lives, like many of us. So let's get in there. Let's try to understand their perspective, how they look at life, how they look at the world, and learn something along the way. Let's do this. Here we are, Promise in Brevard. How you doing? Hey. Peter, AJ. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Your name?
Danielle.
Danielle, Peter.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. What did you say? You want to be on TV?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, you're on. Do you live here?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how's it been?
It's been good. I've been busy, activities, work, but I love it. It's paradise here. Welcome to paradise.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Who are these, the Melbourne Bulldogs? Is that football or baseball?
My school.
Oh, okay.
A big, huge Gene Simmons fan. Kiss.
You're a Gene Simmons fan. You love Kiss?
Yes.
Do you like Ace Frehley?
Yeah, you met him?
No. In a former life. They're old school. They still playing?
In the world tour.
Is that your dream, to see Kiss?
Well, I saw him one time, 2 times actually.
Oh, wow.
Well, but I never met him. Want to.
All right, Gene Simmons is your hero.
Here you go. So, yeah.
Raymond?
Yes.
Peter?
Hi.
Got my hand out here?
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to meet you. And so you're going to show us around, right?
Yeah, are we doing
or provide stand-up comedy or sing or whatever you want to do. You're working here typically at the front desk?
Yes, I work during the week usually at the front desk.
Okay, so what do you do?
At the front desk, we do, anyone that comes through, we ask them to sign in usually.
Raymond, I didn't sign in. Do I need to sign in? Or I'm with you, so I'm okay?
Normally I would ask you to sign in.
Okay, I don't want to break rules. Let me do it. How long you been doing this?
2 or 3 years, I think. This is my fiance Amanda.
Oh,
Hi.
beautiful. How long have you two been together?
We're coming up our 4-year anniversary, actually, on the 26th.
Where did you two meet?
Here, actually. He actually literally ran into me.
I want to hear the love story. I got to hear the love
Okay,
story.
this is a story for the ages, I guess. It was pretty much right in front of the door almost. And I walked out, I ran into her, and I don't know, I
literally
apologized.
tripped
Or
over me.
yeah, so I apologized to her or whatever, and then, I think that was the night we made pizza and...
And danced to Taylor Swift. I knew you were in trouble.
The old pizza Taylor Swift move, huh, Raymond? Wow.
Not something I've ever heard of, but
I think you invented it.
I think so.
We call each other trouble all the time, so.
Okay. Trouble One. Can I call you Trouble One, Raymond?
There you go.
And what's the secret to a very strong relationship 4 years in?
communication is a huge part of it. Like, if you don't have communication or trust, that's, I really feel like those are the two key ingredients to a good relationship.
Trust, communication, but also understanding and being open to what your partner might be trying to tell you. You're not going to always agree on things, but it's important to be open and hear that person's side of things, because as in most situations, like, it's easy to get caught up in our own thoughts and emotions and to not be open to what others are trying to tell us. I'm going to bring you to the apartment, if that's okay.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Where you guys live here?
I live in the north building. We're gonna bring you to my apartment, not Amanda's.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
So you know, like, all the spaces between rooms and different areas, and you know where the gates are, and you know.
So I can walk around this place without my cane if I want to. Yes, I run into things, but at the end of the day, like, I made that choice. I don't expect anyone to, like, hold my hand to lead me around, nor would I want them to, because I've got skills that can help me. Pardon me?
He carries my band around with him, and sometimes he confuses the two.
Thanks, Amanda.
But it happens.
So what makes it different here? What I was told by one of the parents that has their child here was that you guys live a very independent life. How do you explain that?
So, okay, I'm going to define independence. For me, for example, I do my best to, pay my own bills or, cook and clean, but not everyone is at that point. Like, some people's level of independence might be working with their caregiver on budgeting or learning about change, or it could be any small step or big step.
Oh, you take the elevator.
Or would the stairs be better for everyone? Ooh, what should we do?
Are they dark? Are they
Are the stairs
creepy?
dark? Are they dark and creepy, Amanda?
I don't think so.
Let's do the stairs. Let's make everyone get exercise.
Okay. Doing the stairs. Amanda, you got a great laugh. You're pretty positive all the time, or is this just for the camera?
I try to be positive for the most part. Sometimes people have their bad days and that happens, but I try and, be the best person that I can be. Sometimes I have those days where I need Ray to lift me up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. For example, he likes to challenge me to walk up the stairs like this. Yeah.
Yeah, Raymond likes the challenging way, huh? He's running up. Doesn't want the elevator, wants the stairs. I'm the same way.
No, keep going.
Sometimes I forget, not that I forget, but I realize there's two different ways you can come up, on different ends of each hall. Occasionally I'll mix it up.
So you have a lounge room here?
It's open if you want to use it. I don't know how many people actually do.
His apartment's actually that way.
How did I get so disoriented? I don't know.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
Well, you just ran up the stairs, Raymond.
I did.
Sprinted up the stairs.
So this is my apartment. I share it with 3 other people.
Oh, you got posters, Brian? That's your roommate, Brian.
Yes, so that's Brian. He's been with me since the beginning. When I first moved in, he's the only one I've been through 2 other roommates, or a few other, but that's okay. That's change, and it's part of.
Right. How's living with Raymond? Is he a good roommate? Oh, no. Okay, next topic.
So this is my room.
This is your room over here. Okay. So who plays guitar?
Jakin does, actually. He's another one of my roommates.
Is he a pretty good guitarist?
He is. Oh, I actually have no clue. I've never heard him actually play.
Okay, so it looks good in the living room. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's your room.
Yep.
You got a nice place here.
When I moved in, this room was where I hung out until I met Amanda, and then pretty much hung out in her place. This is Gabriel. He's my roommate. He just moved in, a few months ago?
Yeah.
But this is a change for him, and
Yep.
I think
This is the first time I've lived out on my own.
Yeah. So.
First time living on your own. Okay, so it's a difficult change to live out on your own, or?
Absolutely, it is.
Okay.
Mostly because I'm not very social.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time in my room. I'm about as much of a roommate as Ray is. Except the difference is that
Ray's not around
Ray's
much,
not
huh?
here, and I'm always in there.
Well, it sounds like it's a peaceful setup then.
It is though. Yeah, we all get along.
I mean, we do try, and I've always told Gabriel if he ever needs anything, and you know he has my number, and
Yeah.
as I said, I hope you know you can let me know that, and I probably need to do a better job at keeping in touch with you guys too. You know, but you know we all do our own things too, and that's okay too.
You got a full kitchen going on. Are you cooking, Raymond? I know you have your cafeteria.
Actually, I
but-
cook a lot.
We do
Okay.
cook. We cook together actually. Amanda does this really amazing shrimp fried rice. We can keep walking as I talk.
Yeah,
right?
let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I don't know if I can ask you this now, and you tell me when you want me to shut up because I'm okay
No,
with that.
ask-
But
so-
ask away. Do you feel energies of people? Do you feel like when people are coming close to you, can you tell that I have a small camera? You must feel things, I would think, or it's hard to even say.
If I am aware of it, it might be a subconscious thing. But now that like you mention it, now it's gonna make me like curious and think about that, which I
Right.
love stuff like that.
Okay.
The funny thing is, though, sometimes he knows it's me walking to the front desk before I even get there.
It's because.
But how do you know? See, Raymond, I was in front of you, and then I started walking, and then without me talking, so there was no audio. But then you started walking because you knew I wasn't there.
What? Because I know we're all gonna.
Well, he knew we were
I follow.
Now I'm making you think about this
Yeah.
stuff.
No, it's good.
You're like, I just want to make a simple video, and I'm like,
I never once said that.
some metaphysical brain teaser.
Let's do it. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
I love it. We had our Seth.
I miss him too.
He used to ask me all kinds of questions and other people too, and I like when they do because it makes me think, even if I don't have an answer in the moment.
Okay, we'll put that one on ice,
I will.
and then we'll put it in the marinade, and then Amanda's gonna cook it up with her shrimp.
There you go. I love
Something like that. How about that?
That was
We
great.
take the elevator down.
Yep.
Raven,
walked
you get
up.
soft on me? Why are we in the elevator?
Because it's the one you haven't been there yet.
I missed the beginning of that joke. What was it?
What do you call an ape with stripes?
What?
A chimpanzee, bruh.
I'm gonna use that. Michaela, nice to meet you.
Hi.
This is Peter. He's doing a documentary on Promise and me. Is it okay if he puts your joke in his video?
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
She's famous for her jokes.
Can you give us one more?
What do you get when you cross a hurricane with a tsunami? Wet.
Wet. Okay. All right, they're very useful jokes, like very practical. Good one.
Thank you, Michaela.
She is very funny. Mary lives in the West Building over there.
Yep.
You ladies live in the West Building.
Yeah, Danielle does also. They both live in that building.
So you have a lot of friends here, fair to say?
Yes,
You know everybody.
Pretty much.
pretty much.
How many people here in total?
126.
Hundreds, yeah, 100.
So you know all 126.
Pretty much, except for like, we get new ones in and we kind of have to root them into the stuff too now.
Right. Kiss's #1 fan.
Yes. You posted in California? Might come here, kiss to come play.
Kiss might come play.
Yeah,
All right, Gene Simmons, if you're watching, what do you have to say?
say a big fan of you.
I love it that the younger generations are getting into Kiss still.
This is Irene. Irene is a volunteer and a mom who is absolutely amazing.
Your son is here.
My son is here. He has autism,
Okay.
so he's not the social butterfly. Every day he's learning how to be independent, how to navigate the social environment here.
Right.
Because it's 125 residents who are very friendly,
Yeah.
right? He's thriving because he's making his own decisions about how he spends his day and who he is around. It's not that group home where
Okay.
you're around in close proximity with 5 or 6 other people and you have to go to the mall with them.
So that's something I'm curious about because I don't know much about these environments. But when I typically think of these homes, I'm thinking what you're just saying, the group home, very structured, very rigid. And by the way, Promise is not paying me to make this video. I'm just interested in the story.
No, they're not paying me. They never pay me.
They don't pay you, but is that what
You get paid in our gratitude
Yes,
and
I get-
the love and affection you get from each and every one of us.
That's exactly. You should just be my spokesperson.
just to finish up on that, you're saying it's different in the sense that it's more independence for the residents.
Yeah, absolutely. My son, he can come out of his apartment and be safe.
Okay.
He can come out and walk the campus, become involved in activities. He can walk outside. He takes a walk every night.
Okay.
And I don't have to worry about him being in the public.
That's back to Raymond's point he made earlier. Everyone's sort of at their own level with their independence, and they can sort of work from there and do how they, what they can. Be who they want to be. How about that?
And that's the thing, like, really important part of living here and being a part of the community here at Promise is that there is no, judgment as to where people are or, judgment at all. What's the easiest way to get out of here, Amanda? Because we're done with. I mean,
We
I
have
love
a
this
we have a minefield of tables right here.
So we also have a shortcut. We could go through these doors. So we don't have to go through all the tables. Because they also use the dining room for lots of different events. He was dressed in a fashion show actually last week.
You had a fashion show last week.
It was last Wednesday.
How was that?
I was in the audience. My stepmom bought me a ticket to go because it's $100 a ticket. So I was real excited that he was going to be in it.
I was nervous at first, but then I was out on there. Like, I'm not very good with crowds, like in terms of being on stage and stuff. But once I relaxed, I kind of got into it a little bit, like doing the whole going the runway down the runway thing and doing
You did the whole runway.
I did the catwalk thing. I tried to do the Travolta wave kind of thing,
Show him the wave, and then the other movie did.
All right, I'm gonna go down here. You come towards me. You do the walk.
All right, so I was using my cane. The wave was kind of like this.
You gotta go Amber to the left and then straight across.
Yeah, like this, and then something like that, or something like that.
And then you turned around.
And then I turned around and walked right back.
You owned it. You owned that walkway, runway.
Kinda.
Hello. Hi. Madison, I think I saw you when I was coming in. You were out on the sidewalk. Is that correct? Do you cruise around a lot?
Yep, I go
sidewalks?
up to Target a lot.
Where are you from, Madison, originally?
Where am I originally from? I'm originally from Dallas.
From Dallas. What do you think of Florida?
It's hot
Well,
and
Dallas is-
humid, but I like it otherwise.
You like it? How is Promise? Do you enjoy living here, or what's your
I do. I
experience?
enjoy hanging out with friends and talking with different people and having the freedom that I have. It's fun.
You have a lot of freedom. How so? You can go to Target on your own.
Go to Target on my own, do what I need to do on my own. I also have 2 other caregivers, so they help me too.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah.
How was Raymond? No, he's gone. So you can be honest. How was he in the fashion show? Was he?
He was pretty good. No, he was good. He was really
He had
good.
the moves.
Yeah.
Could you tell he was nervous the night before?
Yes.
You could tell.
But he was good.
We have some backing on your performance.
Nice. So
You did a good job.
I kind of want to give you an overview of what it's like working in the back, if we can do
Yeah,
that real
let's do
quick.
that. Let's see what you do, Raymond.
We'll be right back, Amanda.
I'll wait for you.
So usually I put my cane over here. That way it's out of the way. Over here we might have packages. Let's see if we have any today. We do. We have keys that we give out. They're caregiver fobs, we call them.
Okay.
We take the key, we bump into things.
Does Amanda hang out there often when you're working back here?
No.
Is she in that chair?
No, we do not. We try to be very mindful
Okay.
of hanging out, while the other's working. Like I might drop food off for her at night or whatever, but I don't usually hang out down here, and she doesn't hang out while I'm here either.
Okay. So you take your work very seriously.
Yes, I love what I do. Being a part of the team here, and Christy and all of us working together to make Promise what it is. It takes a team,
Right.
Thank you, Christy.
Thanks, Christy.
See you later.
So this is our media room.
Okay.
There's computers. I believe there's an Xbox. There's books, and our library is in here too, I think.
Raymond, do you pay rent, or do you get paid for your work and they put that towards your rent, or how does that work?
The rent is based off Section 8 housing, so it's 30% of our income, whatever sources of income you have. So if someone gets Social Security income, they'll, 30% of that. If they work, whatever your income source is, it's 30% of that. And I just heard thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Are you prepared?
Okay, where are we going now?
We're going to the Arts Center. Using the cane, there's different techniques you can use when you travel. I don't remember the name of this technique, but it's more like, I prefer to roll the tip on the ground. You can bounce your cane, like different, to detect, different things, or depending on what you're looking for.
Do you ever have any accidents? Or very rarely?
Oh, who doesn't?
This is true.
This is the Learning Center.
This is the Learning Center. I don't come in here as much as you might think, but
We do come in here for book club.
we do come in here for book club, we come in here for bingo, art is in this area.
So you guys have so much going on here, huh?
There's over 60 plus activities going on in 1 week.
Are you ever lonely here? Do you ever feel lonely?
No, I don't.
I think, no.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like you're in your own world out here, as in like it's a very complex country, there are all these issues going on? Do you keep up on different social issues?
I
or
do.
Things?
I try to. I'm very much aware of the news, or try to be at least aware of the basics of. You and I think we talked before the whole Ukraine situation. It's terrible, like what's happening over there right now. My opinion, and war is never anything that anyone should want or encourage, and it just doesn't make sense to me sometimes why things happen the way they do.
What do you think people that don't live like you could learn from you? You have a different way of living than, say, me. Everyone's different in their own sense, but what could we learn from you?
So, if I was to give any advice to any one person on any one subject, it would be that your boundaries are important with how you interact with others and people interact with you. Also, just being mindful of others. Everyone's human. Everyone has feelings, and no one person is any better than anyone else. There's enough negativity, and life is too short to hold grudges and just to be negative. It's just too short for that.
We both know
Well
that
said.
firsthand.
You know that firsthand.
Oh, both of us do. Oh, I lost my grandpa April of 2020 due to a heart attack.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I lost my grandparents on my dad's side, both of them, when I was in my early 20s, and and I have one living grandparent left, my mom's mom, and so I miss my other grandparents, I really do, and so I know how it feels, to lose somebody so close to you. I used to have a very special relationship with each of my grandparents, and it's hard, and I know Ray's going through a similar situation now. He recently lost his mom. I know he doesn't he doesn't like to talk about it, but
I'm sorry.
It's thank you. I appreciate that, and grief is one of those things that is truly a personal thing, and I don't think any one person grieves the same way. Yeah, there are similarities, because I remember I would say to someone, I'm sorry, you can empathize with the feelings that the person goes through, but their own individual feelings, those are theirs. I didn't fully realize how personal it was until, I lost my grandma in July, which, she lived a life of, she did her best to, do what she felt was right by raising her kids or my aunts. And then, my mom, in March, I didn't, it's one of those things, you get the call where they tell, actually it was a text I think it started with, or I can't quite remember the full, I think it was texting and then conversations throughout the night. We didn't think my mom was going to make it. And I remember, at first, then we thought she might pull through, but, unfortunately she didn't. And I know she's at peace, and it's me that has to find that journey of peace within myself, because I know she wouldn't want me to be all like, you know, she'd want me to live my life and yes, acknowledge the feelings of grief, but to you know, to not let it consume me either, which there are days I just tell people, for the most part, you know, when I'm going through it, you know, I just say I'm managing, because each day has just been different. But I also know that I try not to let that stuff, you know, consume me, I guess is the best answer. Because
Well said, Raymond.
life is too short.
And she loved Promise for you too.
She did. I thought it'd be easier to find work down here. I'm not sure why I thought that.
In Florida.
Yeah. Don't ask me why I thought that.
So where'd you move down from?
From Massachusetts.
So you had a dream to move down to Florida to find work?
No. It was just like, I didn't have a plan. I wasn't going anywhere. I graduated from school, got an apartment, and found the job at UMass in Amherst, Hadley area. I did line cook, which pretty much preparing sandwiches and preparing salads and things.
Is that challenging?
No.
Being a line cook?
No.
Was that challenging for you? No?
No, and I think I wanted more out of what they could offer me. So I ended up going into school, and I thought I would do computer work, you know, repairing computers and stuff like that. So I did a computer networking course. And by the time I graduated that, I realized that wasn't quite where I wanted to go either. So I didn't really have a plan for what I was looking for when I came down here. I just felt like I needed a change somewhere in my life.
What do you want to ask him?
She's worried about the clouds.
What do you guys think? I'm down for the adventure.
I am too, personally.
Well, he wants to storm chase.
I do.
I don't want him to.
I would love to go storm chasing. Would you want to go storm chasing, Peter?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
Like chasing tornadoes?
Yes, let's do it.
I really don't want you to, though.
Sorry, but, you know.
So one of your big outings, you're saying, is going to Target?
One of our, on our own, yeah, we love to do that.
Sometimes we take the bus, sometimes we walk.
Sometimes I Uber. I won't lie.
You're Uber cheating?
Sometimes.
Raymond, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What is your dream? What are your dreams?
So, firstly, I'd love to get my podcast going. That's my hobby. That's my love of, like, I would, you know, my profession, I do want to be a manager here someday, if ever possible. Some type of managerial role, you know? Are you, like, going backwards?
I'm totally walking backwards.
I can tell. Is it awkward for you?
No, I've done this plenty of times.
You know, the funny part is, as a cane user, you're told not to walk backwards. How many people can say they have to drive across the bridge to get to where they live? I'm sorry, but that is awesome.
I feel the same way. There's something about going over a bridge, right? There's like a separation, even if there's nothing under the bridge.
So you've been, I've never been out of the country. So I have nothing to compare anything to. I guess my question for you is, you're living back here now since you moved back.
Yes.
Is there any one thing that's been harder being back here versus being outside of the country?
I will say there's a certain freedom with living in another country where that country's problems are not your problems.
Yeah.
And your problems are back home in your country and you're not thinking about them. Yeah. So I'm more in tune with more cultural and political issues now that I'm back home than if I was overseas. But other than that, I gotta say, I'm really happy to be back. I'm loving being back in the US, and I'm discovering this country really in a way I never did before. Like just where we're at today. Look at this day today. This is a new world for me. You guys bring me into your universe. I get to learn from you guys.
But we're learning from you as well.
No, it's collaborative. It's beautiful, right?
There's meant to be a unity in life, like of oneness. And our friend Seth, he would talk about how there was always this, you know, we're all one at one point. We're all one.
Yeah.
So really, we're all part of the same I don't know if soul is the right word, but I feel like that's the right word. So we're all one big part of this big soul of existence. You know what I mean? That's
Plane of existence.
Yeah.
How do you guys cross here?
I wait until there's a break in traffic, and then I go.
Okay.
So if you go right now, we
Let's
can
do
go.
it. Let's do it.
I think crossing roads is very scary nowadays. Driving makes me anxious sometimes when I'm with people driving, and it's because other people on the road. Like,
Watch out, you guys. Stop.
We're okay.
Okay, we're good. Nice people. Watch out behind, and cool. We're good.
Peter's like, there you go. We're gonna get some rain, folks.
Yeah, I feel it.
Amanda wants to kill me. I know it.
She's gonna kill you with the teddy bear here.
Actually, this is a puppy named Rocco. He's our emotional support pup, so he kind of goes a lot everywhere with us, really.
Rocco's in style with the bow tie.
So I know a lot of people look at us and are like, why do you carry that around? Like, it's so childish and stuff. But my explanation to them is this. We could have dogs as an emotional support pet, but I would worry about taking on the cost of a dog. You know, taking care of myself is difficult enough. Why would I take on the cost of a dog when I don't know that I could realistically take care of the dog, you know?
You're a responsible guy, Raymond.
Yeah. So then Rocco, we call him Rocket, Rocco. There's all kinds of names. Like,
All kinds of nicknames.
Rocco?
we gave him his own little world, you know?
You also call him Rocket, Rockage.
I know how it looks to people. I've been told. And
he even has his own voice, I have to admit.
And I know that sounds off to people, but if it's what helps us and if it's what means something to us, then I really don't, no offense, care about what others think in that regard.
You gotta live your world.
Yeah.
Okay, who's this woman over here?
This is Nikki.
Nikki
Walking.
across the street. So she can work at Publix, say full time, and then she can pay 1/3 of her salary at Promise, right?
Mm-hmm. So Publix is, it's a shopping grocery store. For those that may not know what it is, but they are a huge supporter of contributing towards Promise.
We have a lot
And
of
we
residents that
definitely
work at
are.
Publix.
Yeah, they both employing-wise and both as far as an employer and as far as being.
They were also a sponsor for the fashion show as
they
well.
Sponsored the fashion show. They're always very kind and respectful towards residents when we go in for shopping.
Little bug in my foot.
Oh, kill it.
Is that the best advice you got?
Yeah, and it's 3:39, by the way. Thank you, Peter. You could have totally, decided not to take the bus or whatever. And I love that you were willing to get out and join us on that.
No, I want to see your world.
Shoes for this.
I really do wish there was more, and I wish we could make Promise grow into its own, like, I always had a vision of Promise being like a city of, not just necessarily the idea of Promise, you know what I mean?
Here we go. The number 20.
Yep.
This is the bus. Oh.
Nice to do a little step.
That's okay, it happens.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm a morning person. Around 35.
I usually work from 7 to 10, so I hear you.
You think this is a spot for me?
Nah.
So for you both, this is a very important part of your lives, having this bus.
It is vital, actually, I would say.
What if you went further? What if you went all the way into Melbourne or something? Would they be okay with that, or are you?
I've done that before. We actually took the bus to downtown Melbourne before.
You can take the bus all the way up to Orlando, I think.
Yeah, so I also take the bus to my dentist. My dentist is in here as well. So I go to Aspen right over there.
It's a camera.
Have a great day.
I was wondering what are you doing?
He's filming us.
He's with us for the time being.
You don't know who Raymond is? Everyone knows Raymond.
I don't know about that one.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah, you're gonna have a show.
We make that joke all the time.
So Raymond, I've always wondered, is this, if you step one or two steps ahead,
No.
there's that the texture.
Yeah.
Is that a huge help for you?
It is actually, like if I'm trying to cross or if I don't want to go off the sidewalk, if they put that there, it's meant to imply that there is that, that there's going to be a transition.
In the beeping, that helps too. With the,
I wish we had more of those, and that
the
they
beepers.
and that they were more interactive, because I didn't get a signal that we could cross, whereas Amanda saw something, I'm assuming.
Right. So do you ever come out here alone without Amanda?
I used to when I started out, but no. Traffic makes me nervous now. Like going through parking lots, not always. I wouldn't be comfortable. It's not as easy dealing that on my own.
Right now, he's making his own.
Jeez, people.
See, that's what you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what you got to worry about.
That's the kind of stuff. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He didn't need to do that, or they.
So does that put a little fear in you when you're walking around these areas and you hear that?
It does, actually. Like,
it freaks him out. Like if he's by himself, he'd rather be with me because he knows he's safe with me.
yeah, and it's not a good thing that I feel that reliant on her for that. I know that, but at the same point, it's there, and I have to work within that for now, you know?
Right.
If he goes shopping on his own, he's able to find somebody that actually helps him shop.
So there's a service called Aira, A-I-R-A, and it's visual on-demand help, pretty much. So, like, I call into them through my phone. There's an app on my phone, and they can guide me through the camera on my phone for what I'm looking for, what I wish to accomplish. Like, it could be something on the computer. It could be anything.
Is this the Target?
Yep.
This is the Target.
And why do you say Target, Raymond?
Because it's more classier.
And it's more fun.
We're about to enter the Target. Do you have white gloves to touch the handles, sir? Would you like a...
Use a puppy one.
There we go. That's Target style.
There you
Classy.
go, Amanda.
Watch out, you got a cart right there.
Yep, there's a whole bunch of them here.
Do you like if someone says watch out, or no, you're good enough for you?
It helps. Sometimes I run into things, but sometimes running into things actually helps me figure out where I want to go, too.
Right. So this is where you do your dates. One of the
We
places.
spent a lot of time here, actually.
And when we came over, you said this is the table. I sat over there. You're saying nope, this is our table.
Yep.
Yeah, this is our regular table. The Peanut Butter Falcon.
The movie what?
Peanut Butter Falcon.
No.
It has Shia LaBeouf and Dakota Johnson in it. And it also stars my friend Zachary Gottsagen. He has Down syndrome. He was my very first friend when I moved to Florida.
Oh, okay.
And he's doing big things with his life now.
That's so cool.
This is the two of us. This is a picture of us doing Grease together, actually.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
Danny and I was Sandy.
Who?
Danny and Sandy from Grease. I know you don't like the movie, but I do.
I'm gonna ask you first, Amanda. Where would you love to travel to in the world?
I've always wanted to go to Italy, actually. If I ever got married and I went on a honeymoon, that's where I would want to go.
Because that's not dropping clues or nothing.
All right, Raven. Looks like you're going to Italy. You can't disagree.
Like we better start saving on that one.
What about you, Raymond?
Mine used to be Australia, but I'm kind of curious about Ireland.
What do you love most about life, Raymond? I'm gonna dive in on you again.
It's a long time for you to answer, right?
I mean, the easy out would be right now, Amanda. Just say, Amanda, number one. Everything else. No, I'm just joking.
I thought you meant in, like, not just human here, but I mean, of course, Amanda. Amanda is like love of my life, my best friend, and you know, as I said, she balances me out, and sometimes I need that.
He balances me out too.
Yin and yang here.
Yeah.
But
we're the complete opposites, but we work.
That's how I'm with my wife, actually.
the one thing about life that I would say I love most is like learning about people, like why they think the way they do, or what led them to where they are, or stuff like that, you know? Humans are, everyone has something to tell, some story, whether they realize it or not.
You asked for the Uber's name?
Yeah, like if I know it's gonna be some guy named Carlos, I won't say, who are you? I'll say, who are you? And then if he says his name, then obviously I know I'm in the right place.
How do you know their names, Raymond?
It tells you in the app.
But how do you read it?
My voice, I didn't get into any of that with you, did I?
No.
My phone has a screen reader called VoiceOver. It's all available on all iPhones.
Okay, you can go in here, bro. Right here. You know what happened to the back of my head? I'll tell you what. It's the shape of an egg. Look at it like this. See that?
Oh my gosh, it's funny.
It looks like he's been with the trimmer or something.
Well, Raymond's got the trimmer, I got the egg.
There you go.
We're looking for another resident, Matthew. And this is Jeff ahead of me. We're gonna get some of the nuts and bolts from Jeff of the operation a little bit.
I already spoke to the nuts and bolts.
The nuts and bolts. I think I made them nuts.
Hey, I didn't mean that.
I know.
That just came out.
It's all good.
I made you nuts with all my questions, right?
Oh, I don't mind it.
You're in charge of this operation, obviously.
Yes, I am.
There's a waiting list, long waiting list.
Long waiting list.
There's a huge need for this. Around the country, around Florida?
There is such a shortage of communities like this.
Right.
And the challenge is that the options short of this are nothing like this. My phone rings off the hook from all over the country wanting to know, how do you do this? And it's complicated. You have to find the funds to actually make something like this happen. There are private pay places, but they can be thousands of dollars a month of rent. So in order to pay for, me, my staff, Tammy, and a lot of the people who make this a great place for them to live, we have to raise money.
I can't imagine the overhead with something like this. It's got to be massive.
It is. This is literally like a $20 million campus.
I love the fact that you're doing something that's based off independence.
Yeah.
And try to make your residents as self-sustainable as possible.
That's what they love
That's
about
beautiful.
it. When you live at home with your families and you're 30 years old and all of a sudden you come live in a place like this, you can't take for granted what they need help learning how to do to live on their own and independently.
Right. Hey, Brooke. Good job, Brooke. Yeah. Were you in the fashion show?
Yes.
You were in the fashion show. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You got the dance moves. Matthew, Peter, nice to meet you. Farida, Richard, okay. I was looking online, I saw a video of you, and you're a pianist, correct?
Play music.
You play music?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And where do you live here, Matthew? Are you in one of these places over here?
I live in North Building.
In the North Building,
Yeah.
okay. And what do you love about living here?
All the activities and people are nice to me.
People are nice to you?
Yeah.
How long has Matthew been here?
4 years.
And could you imagine it without this?
Well, he would be in probably some restricted environment. Here he has plenty of choices to practice his decision-making skills. And another place he would probably be staying with us and I would be making decisions for him or someone else in the group home. So here, for me, life is about having choices and doing this, making hopefully right decisions.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to take risks and make the wrong ones and learn and grow.
So you have a lot going on, Matthew.
Yes.
What are your aspirations? What are your dreams?
My dream is to become an actor.
An actor?
Yeah.
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 What kind of acting?
Like movie and TV shows.
I'm watching Yellowstone right now. Did you see that?
No.
It's Kevin Costner out in the West living like a cowboy. Part of me finds something really cool in that. Like, I wouldn't want to be his character actually, but I'd like to be a cowboy for a little bit. Like, what would you like to be that's different than you are right now?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Okay, yeah. I didn't know pretty much anything about what I was doing with this until like a year and a half ago. It took me a lot of experimentation, a lot of trial, a lot of failure, and a lot of just doing.
Most people care about the disadvantaged people, and is no other groups that adults with disabilities who are so disadvantaged. Children, they have parents, they always have somebody to take care of. Over here, they don't have anybody to depend on, only on government what can help them a little bit. And even small thing for the people mean so much. Like one time, one girl, she was saying, oh, today my father was calling me. And she was telling to everybody that she had phone call from somebody. And such small thing is so important to them that somebody put attention to them. They give them a little bit, time. They want to be wanted. They want to be accepted by others. And this is probably the most important, for them. Not how rich they are, not how nice clothes they have. They want to be important.
Amanda took off. She's had enough of us. Thank you, Raymond. You're awesome.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for your time.
Can I get a hug? Is that right?
Of course, yeah. It's all good. You're so tall compared to me. I think you're 6 feet.
6 feet. You got
That's
it.
what I read somewhere.
You got it. All right, guys, end of the road. A few final thoughts from today. I gotta say, it was quite an amazing window in to a world that I think most of us know nothing about. What was I here for 6 hours? And what I could get was a feeling of the residents, of Amanda, of Raymond, some of the others, able to live their freest lives, able to get on that bus and go to Target for a date at the Starbucks. And while that might not seem like anything to a lot of us, I think it's everything for a lot of these residents. So I admire how they're operating. Promise. Learned a lot from these guys today, from Amanda and Raymond, and just the wisdom and the ability for them to be very comfortable with who they are. I think a lot of people in these circumstances, they don't care about putting on an image, a show, playing pretend, impressing, any of that. That's not the vibe I get. The vibe I get is they are very comfortable with who they are, very authentic, down to earth. And it's a nice feeling to be around. So hope you got something out of that, guys. Oh, I'm gonna leave a link below for Promise. I know they're a nonprofit, which I'm guessing means they're taking donations. I didn't get that info from Jeff, but I'm sure that is the case. So I'll leave a link down below. Thanks for coming along on that journey. Until the next one.